Hi guys, it's Irit and I have a new process video, and this is the first layout I created using the May kit, and I had to play with the color add-on and some mixed media because I really love these stencils, and yeah, I just wanted to play around. So I started with a piece of white cardstock, and I did not prime it or prep it with anything. I knew I was going to use very little amounts of water, and that's kind of the only scenario where I don't prep my cardstock because it really doesn't handle water very well. But I am using a very, very light hand with the paint and just barely pressing. This paint is rather fluid. This is the yellow shade that came in the May color kit, and yeah, I'm just using the stencils to create a pattern on my background. And I try to keep I don't try. I try. Anyway, when I made this background, and with many of my mixed media projects, I keep in mind what colors I'm going to use together. And here I started. Sorry, I had to take a sneeze break. I started with yellow all over my background because I knew I'm going to add to certain areas pink and to other areas blue, and they, like both pink and blue, mix really, really nicely with yellow. So I just keep that in mind, and I try not to mix colors that create, mud or some neutral color that I don't want. And I used this triangle stencil with the bubblegum pink dilution spray that came in a previous color kit. And also I'm using the something with mermaid, I want to say, or lagoon. Is it a mermaid lagoon? I don't know, the new distress ink. Well, it's one of the new colors, and we got the ink pad in the May color kit as well, so I added some of that with like a little ink dauber. And then I decided I wanted some green, so I grabbed one of the watercolor pencils from last month's color kit and just drew like triangles through the stencil with the watercolor pencil, and then I went over it with very little water using my water brush. And I'm going over some of the pink triangles just because, I got a very like splattery look, and I wanted it more of a solid watercolor look. And of course I have to add some stains. It just makes everything prettier and more interesting and random and messy. So I'm using some dilution sprays from previous kits, lemon zest, and the blue is Calypso teal, and I'm mixing. The Calypso teal is very, very vibrant, and only a tiny drop of it with the lemon zest with the yellow dilution mist creates really lovely bright green shades. So I'm just mixing those together to create some green, and yeah, just adding some splatters. And because the flowers were made with paint, I'm not worried that the color will move because acrylic paint, once it's dry, is permanent. Unlike all the other stuff I'm adding to the page, the dilution sprays and distress ink and watercolor pencils, these are all non-permanent. So just keep that in mind. When you add water, it will reactivate and you know, your color can mix. So just have to be conscious of that. Conscientious? I don't know. Yeah, so that's kind of my background, and I just felt these colors looked so good with all the lovely pattern papers that came in the Make Kit. I just love the colors. It's a combination of, like, the Make Kit, it's these really lovely, bright, summery colors with lots of neutrals, like lots of really beautiful patterns in gray and white, and you know, also this background, which I'm gonna choose from the Dear Lizzie collection, her newest collection. It's has like this white with just black dots, and I really love these papers. They are so easy to use, and yeah, just a lot of fun. And I really like that pop of black with all my bright colors. So again, that was the easy part. And now somehow that's always, like, you know, the fun artsy part, and then I kind of struggle with sometimes with adding like other elements, and I'm just wondering like where to add my photo, and I decided I just wanted a little bit more blue at the bottom left corner there. It was just too yellow or just not colorful enough, so I'm trying to replicate that how I used the stencil with the pink spray. I'm trying to do that with a distress ink, and I didn't want a lot of ink, so I kind of used it very lightly, and you see I got a very kind of messy, unclear imprint or something, but I'm really happy with it. I just wanted that extra pop of blue, and I got it. So what else? Now I'm just gonna add a couple of things. I'm gonna add a few. I thought about using the black thickers, but I don't know, it was just too, I don't know, maybe if I had a longer title or something, but I just wanted them for one word, and I'm gonna eventually add the word Prost, which means kind of like cheers in German, and it's a photo of my daughter holding, I think it was like cocoa milk, and yeah, I'm trying to add that washi tape. It's the same pattern as my 12 by 12 paper, but I decide it's just not right, and I put it right back where I found it. I'm gonna end up using another piece of washi that is more subtle, and yeah, so my daughter is holding their, I guess, like cocoa milk or something like that. I took this photo, this adorable photo. We were at kind of a chocolate factory. It's somewhere, you know, kind of a relatively short drive from where we live, and you can take a tour of the factory. It's kind of famous chocolate here. It's quite expensive, but it's all organic and fair trade. So, you know, no child labor and all that horrible stuff. The owner knows like all the farmers that grow the cocoa beans all over the world and everything. And the factory is like situated just in the middle of this really lovely, yeah, nature. Everything is, it looks like Tuscany, like green hills and everything. And you can take a tour of the factory, and you can eat as much chocolate as you want, or more appropriately, as you know, my tummy allows before I get stomach pain. And it's just, it's so good. Their chocolate is really good. The first time, I've been there a few times. The first time I didn't know, you know, where the good stuff were. But then the next time I already knew. So, you know, I knew where to hang out a bit longer, and it was next to the nougat fountain. They have like these chocolate fountains. Anyway, this is my, I can talk about chocolate all day long. This is my finished layout. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.